Good evening, friends. Welcome to our online broadcast here from the London Mindfulness Meditation Center. Thank you for joining us this evening. We apologize for the interruption yesterday. So we have gone on live during this Friends Retreat to support your committed religious observance and practice. We share with you our worship, chanting, meditation, and short reflection. And given the time, we sometimes alter the sequence. So it is important to take some time every day to focus on your spiritual Buddha, chanting and meditating for your own well-being and happiness. So we are trying to provide that support so that you can participate from home or wherever you are. And even for those who would like to commit themselves daily, as well as commit themselves in associating themselves closely with the Triple Gem, as such in the Vasana retreat. It happens in most traditional countries where Buddhism is quite prevalent. So we have allowed devotees to sponsor the event so that they can also dedicate to their loved ones. And especially today's sponsor, Mrs. Vinoda Surendra, would like to sponsor the event and participating are her mother and other siblings, Chandima, Atma, and also son Ranga, so brother Ranga. So the intention is to share merit with beloved father who passed away 5 years ago as of today. So Mrs. Vinoda Surendra would like to share merit, bless father for his sansaric well-being, for his happiness. May he be happy and peaceful wherever he is. May he receive our blessing. May he rejoice in this punya karma and make his sansaric life happy and peaceful. And second intention is to bless everyone, including Amma, Mallika Pereira, as well as sisters Chandima and Atma, and brother Ranga. May everyone in the family be blessed with good health and happiness. May everyone be happy and peaceful. May they receive the blessings of the Triple Gem for their well-being and happiness. So with such righteous intention, we begin our worship by observing precepts. Please say Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa 3 times. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Pānātipātā vēramaṇī sikkhapaдаṃ samādhiyāmi. Adinna dana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. කාමේසු මිච්ඡාචාරා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. මුසාවාදා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. සුරාමේරය මජ්ජපමා දට්ඨානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. තිසරණේන සද්ධෙන් පංච සීලං ධම්මං සාධුකං සුරක්ඛිතං කତ୍වා අපමාදේන සම්පාදේ තබ්බං. Let us worship the Buddha together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vijjācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhammasarathi sattādeva manassanang buddho bhagavati. Buddhaṃ jīvita pariyantaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Svākkhato bhagavata dhammo sandittiko akāliko ehi passiko opanayiko paccattaṃ veditabbo viññohiti. Dhammaṃ jīvita pariyantaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho Ujjapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho Ñāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho Sāmīcipatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho Yadidaṃ cattari purisa yugani Attha purisa puggala Esa bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho Āhuneyo pāhuneyo Dakhineyo anjali karaniyo Anuttaraṃ puññakkhetaṃ lokasāti. Saṅghaṃ jīvita pariyantaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Ghanasārappadittena dīpena tamadhaṃ Tilokadīpaṃ sambuddhaṃ pujayāmi tamonudaṃ. Vannagandha gunopetaṃ etaṃ kusuma santatiṃ. Pujayāmi munindassa siripada saroruhe. Pujemi buddhaṃ kusumena nena puññena mitena ca hotu mokkhaṃ. Pupphaṃ milayāti yathāi dhamme kāyo tathāyāti vināsa bhāvaṃ. Adhivāsetu no Parikapitang Anukampang Upadaya Patiganhatu Uttama Adhivasetu no Bhante Gilana Pachayang Imang Anukampang Upadaya Patiganhatu Uttama Adhivasetu no Bhante Vesajjang Parikapitang Anukampang Upadaya Patiganhatu Uttama Vandami Cetiyang Sabbang Sabbatani Supatititang Saririka Dhatu Mahabodhing Buddha Rupang Sakalang Sada Yassa Mule Nisennove Sabbari Vijayang Aka Pato Sabbanyutang Satta Vande Tang Bodhipadapang Ime ete Mahabodhi Lokanatena Pujita Ahampite Namassami Bodhiraja Namattute Kayena Vacha Chittene Pamadene Maya Katang Achayang Kamami Bhante Bhuri Panye Tathagata Kayena Vacha Chittene Pamadene Maya Katang Achayang Kamami Dhamma Sandittika Kalika Kayena Vacha Chittene Pamadene Maya Katang Achayang Kamami Sangha Supatipanna Anuttara Ettavata ca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Ettavata ca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Ettavata ca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Idammi ñātīnaṁ hotu sakhitā hontu ñātayo Idammi ñātīnaṁ hotu sakhitā hontu ñātayo Idammi ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo Imina punya kammene mami bala samagamo Satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana pattiya Idammi punyang asavakkaya vahang hotu Sabba dukkha pamuncatu sadhu sadhu. Today we will chant the Ratana Sutta and Jayamangala Sutta. We wish you every happiness. May the virtues of the Triple Gem mentioned in the Sutta, or may the words of the Buddha that explains the virtues of the Triple Gem embodied in the Suttas be conducive for your well-being. May you have every happiness. May you be blessed with good health, and may you have courage and determination to achieve all your righteous aspirations. And we also bless our sponsor today, Mrs. Vinoda Surendra, and also dear Mother Mallika Pereira, and siblings Chandima, Atma, and Ranga. May they all be well, happy, and peaceful. May they be blessed with good health. May all their righteous aspirations be fulfilled. And if you are dedicating it to anyone that you would like to, please share our link so that they can listen to the chanting. We wish them speedy recovery. May all the treatment they are being given or taking be successful for their speedy and complete recovery. May they soon be put in joy, good health, and happiness. So please join me in the chanting. If not, listen to the chanting with great attention. Samanta Cakkavalesu Atra Gacchantu Devata Saddhammang Munirajas Sunantu Sagga Mokkadang Paritta Savana Kalu Ayang Bhadanta Paritta Savana Kalu Ayang Bhadanta Paritta Dhamma Savana Kalu Ayang Bhadanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Yani Dabhutani Samagatani Bummani Vayani Vayantalikhe Sabbeva Bhuta Sumana Bhavantu Atopi Sakkacca Sunantu Bhasitang Tasmahi Bhutani Samita Sabbe Mettang Karothe Manusiyapajaya Divacaratto Chaharanti Baling Tasmahini Rakkata Appamatta Yang Kinchi Vittang Nidhava Hurang Vasage Suvayang Ratanang Panitang Nano Samang Atthitathagatene Idampi Buddhe Ratanang Panitang Etena saccena suvatti hotu Khayang viragang amatang panitang Yadajjaga sakya muni samahito Natena dhammena samatti kinci Idampi dhamme ratanang panitang Etena saccena suvatti hotu Yang Buddha Setto Parivannai Sucing Samadhimanantari Kanyamahu Samadhina Tena Samona Vicchati Idampi Dhamme Ratanang Panitang Etena Saccena Suvattiyotu Ye Puggala Atta Satang Pasattha Chattari Etani Yugani Honte Te Dakhineya Sugatassa Savaka Ete Sudinnani Mahaphalani Idampi Sanghe Ratanang Panitang Etena Saccena Suvattiyotu Ye suppayutta manasa dalhene nikamino gotama sasanam hi te patti patta amatang vigaiha laddha mudha nibbuting bunjamana idampi sanghe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu Yatinda kilo pathaving sitosiya chatubhivate bhiya sampakampiyo tatupamang sappuri sangvadami yo arya saccani avecca passati idampi sanghe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu Ye Arya Saccani Vibhavayanti Gambhira Panyena Sudesitani කිංචාපිතේ හොන්ති බුසප්පමත්තා නතේ භවං අට්ඨමං ආදියන්ති ඉදම්පි සංඝේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු සහවස්ස දස්සන සම්පදාය තයස්සු ධම්මා ජහිතා භවන්තේ සක්කාය දිට්ඨි විචිකිච්ඡිතං ච සීලබ්බතං වාපිය දත්ති කිංචේ චතුහ පායේහි ච විප්පමුත්තෝ චචාබිඨානානි අබබ්බෝ කාතුං ඉදම්පි සංඝේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු කිංචාපිසෝ කම්මං කරෝති පාපකං කායේන වාචා උදචේතසාවා අභබ්බෝසෝ තස්ස පටිච්චහාදාය අභබ්බතා දිට්ඨ පදස්ස බුත්තා ඉදම්පි සංඝේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු වනප්පගුම්බේ යතා පුස්සිතග්ගේ ගිම්හාන මාසේ පඨමස්මින් ගිම්හේ තතුපමං ධම්ම වරං අදේසයි නිබ්බානගාමින් පරමං හිතාය ඉදම්පි බුද්ධේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු වරෝ වරඤ්ඤ වරදෝ වරාහරෝ අනුත්තරෝ ධම්ම වරං අදේසයි ඉදම්පි බුද්ධේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු හීනං පුරාණං නවං නත්ති සම්භවං විරත්ත චිත්තා ආයතිකේ භවස්මින් තේකීන බීජා අවිරුල්හෙච්ඡන්දා නිබ්බන්ති ධීරා යතයන් පදීපෝ ඉදම්පි සංඝේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු යානීද භූතානි සමාගතානි බුම්මානි වායානි වයන්තලික්ඛේ තථාගතං දේව මනුස්ස පූජිතං බුද්ධං නමස්සාම සුවත්ති හෝතු යානීද භූතානි සමාගතානි බුම්මානි වායානි වයන්තලික්ඛේ තථාගතං දේව මනුස්ස පූජිතං ධම්මං නමස්සාම සුවත්ති හෝතු යානීද භූතානි සමාගතානි බුම්මානි වායානි වයන්තලික්ඛේ තථාගතං දේව මනුස්ස පූජිතං සංඝං නමස්සාම සුවත්ති හෝතු ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන දුක්ඛාවුපසමින්තුතේ ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන පයාවුපසමින්තුතේ ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන රෝගාවුපසමින්තුතේ මහා කරුණිකෝ නාථෝ හිතාය සම්බපානිනං පුරෙත්වා පාරමී සබ්බාපත්තෝ සම්බෝධි මුත්තමං ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන හෝතු තේ ජය මංගලං ජයන්තෝ බෝධියා මූලේ සක්‍යානං නන්දි වද්දනෝ එවං තුයිහං ජයෝ හෝතු ජයස්සු ජය මංගලං සක්කත්වා බුද්ධරතනං ඕසදං උත්තමං වරං හිතං දේව මනුස්සානං බුද්ධ තේජේන සොත්තිනා නස්සන්තු පද්දවා සබ්බේ දුක්ඛාවුපසමින්තුතේ සක්කත්වා ධම්මරතනං ඕසදං උත්තමං වරං පරිලාහුපසමනං ධම්ම තේජේන සොත්තිනා Nassantu paddava sabbe payavupasamintu te. Sakkatva sangharatanang osadhang uttamang varang ahuneyang pahuneyang sanghate jena sottina. Nassantu paddava sabbe rogavupasamintu te. Yankinci ratanang loke vijjati vividhaputu. Ratanang buddha samang natti tasma sotti bhavantu te. Yankinci ratanang loke vijjati vividhaputu. Ratanang dhamma samang natti tasma sotti bhavantu te. Yankinci ratanang loke vijjati vividhaputu. Ratanang sangha samang natti tasma sotti bhavantu te. Natti me saranang anyang buddho me saranang varang. Etena sacca vajjena hotu te jaya mangalang. Natti me saranang anyang Dhammo me saranang varang. Etena sacca vajjena hotu te jaya mangalang. Natti me saranang anyang sangho me saranang varang. Etena sacca vajjena hotu te jaya mangalang. Sabbitiyo vivajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu. Mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi digayuko bhave. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata. Sabba buddhanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata. Sabba dhammanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata. Sabba sanghanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Nakkattayakka bhutanang papaggaha nivarana. Parittassanubhavena hantu te sangupaddave. Devo vassatu kalena sassa sampatti hetu ce. Pito bhavatu loko ce raja bhavatu dhammiko. Akasattha ca bhummatta deva naga mahiddhika. Punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu loka sasanang. Akasattha ca bhummatta deva naga mahiddhika. Punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu dhamma desanang. Akasattha ca bhummatta deva naga mahiddhika. Punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu mang paranti. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May you and your loved ones be blessed with good health and happiness. May you achieve all your righteous aspirations. May you have courage and determination for that. May the Buddha Dhamma Sangha be upon you for your well-being and happiness. And may you and your family members stay with joy and happiness throughout. So we also bless our sponsor, Mrs. Vinoda Surendra, and also Amma Mallika Pereira and siblings Chandima, Atma and Ranga. So we bless the whole family, good health and happiness. May they be blessed with good health. May they also have courage and determination to achieve their righteous aspirations. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now let us do meditation for a while. So please be seated in a suitable posture. First of all, take few moments to observe the way you have chosen to sit down, observing the posture, the way the body is composed at the moment. If you scan from head to toe without any judgment, you can just observe mindfully the way your body is. Don't comment, don't judge, but simply observe the way it is. Now be mindful of your surrounding, where you are, who you are with. Coming back to yourself, be mindful of your body as a whole at this time. And in that we observe the state of the body, peaceful, calm. Since you are not running around, you are relaxed. All your duties set aside, you are relaxed, you are committed. So there is peace and calm in your body and in the mind. Now bring your attention to your breath. Observe the flow of the breath mindfully. Whatever duration, observe as it is, identifying clearly the breath, the flow. If your mind goes to the impact, such as refreshing when you breathe in and relaxing when you breathe out, note that as well. Breathing in, breathing out. us to Metta Bhavana. Please follow these lines to develop Metta for yourself, within yourself, and slowly share with others. Similar thinking, well-being attitude. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May I be blessed with good health. May no harm come to me. May no problems come to me. May no difficulties come to me. May I always meet with success. May I also have the patience, courage and understanding to meet and overcome difficulties in life. May I be free from pain and suffering. Likewise, may my parents, grandparents, teachers, uncles and aunts and in-laws, husband, wife or partner, children, grandchildren, sons-in-law, daughters-in-law, brothers, brothers-in-law, sisters-in-law, cousins, nephews and nieces. So anyone from these, bring few to your thoughts. Friends and colleagues, neighbors, may they all be well, happy and peaceful. May they all be blessed with good health. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they also have the patience, courage and understanding to meet and overcome difficulties in life. May they be free from pain and suffering. May all living beings be well, happy and peaceful. May all living beings be free from pain and suffering. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May I be free from pain and suffering. So today for our short reflection, we would like to focus on an aspect of Dhammanupassana. So for those who are new, we have been reflecting on the content of the first sermon of the Buddha and just analyzing few areas, sometimes just referring to other suttas that might help us understand it better. So while we are analyzing or explaining the Eightfold Path, we have come to the section of right mindfulness, and we took some time explaining the difference between mindfulness and right mindfulness, as well as mindfulness and clear comprehension, so sati and sati sampajanya. So in terms of the Chittanupassana, we explained briefly yesterday. It is about realizing the state of mind, what state of mind your mind is, and that becomes the focus as well, and can be a focus as much as your posture, sitting, standing, reclining, walking, doing things, your movements of the body, the intentions for the movements, they're all part of the establishment of mindfulness in the body. Even our breathing meditation is establishment of mindfulness in the body. So they're all objects. So if your mind is in the movement, and so we then realize how sometimes unnecessarily we might be making certain movements. So when we are quite mindful, we can be quite alert and also focus in our sensation that we have quite consciously. So sensation, the feelings or the contact, which generates this feeling, is quite mindfully observed, and that can be part of our meditations, which is observation of or establishment of mindfulness in the sensation, pain, pleasure, whether it is physical or whether it is mental. So there are 5 aspects. So pleasant, dissatisfaction, or as well as perhaps neutral feelings. So in Chittanupassana, as I said, trying to identify the state of mind, and mind is not the brain or as an organs. Mind is the awareness, the consciousness that is arising with the encounter of object through your sense. And where there is the presence of consciousness, object, and your sense or your base, then it becomes that particular eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, and so forth. And when thoughts become the object of the mind, such as memory or the perceptions, then they also become the mind consciousness. So given a moment, or given an aspect of or part of our given that moment, let's put it straight away, if you are aware of the state of the mind, then that is establishing mindfulness in the mind. So we just explained few aspects, such as if there is anger in your mind, we're observing the presence of anger. If there is no anger, then we also note the absence of anger. So again, similarly with lust, with whether your mind is wandering, whether your mind is scattered, whether your mind is free as well. Sometimes if you are really worried and bogged up, sometimes then your mind is not free. Your mind is sometimes hooked into or clinging to something, and even that awareness is a good meditation, that awareness. So whether your mind is free or whether your mind is not free, whether you are concentrated or whether you're not concentrated. So it should be quite an inspiration for those who do not meditate, because some people say, I can't meditate because my mind is always wandering. So in the Satipatthana, it is trying to develop that awareness. Even if your mind has been wandering, and if you're aware, that is also part of the mindfulness, or trying to sort of generate and realize the state of mind. So that is quite uniquely taught and differently taught, rather than because this is about mindfulness, not on concentration. So even the unconcentrated mind can be an object of meditation. So at that glimpse moment, what your mind is, and if your mindfulness was in that, then being aware of that is Chittanupassana. Suddenly, if a thought arises within you and you got angry as a reaction, then if you're aware of that anger, then we in the Chittanupassana we are aware of that anger. There is anger in this is anger. So that's how we then try to develop our establishment of the mindfulness on the mind. So when it comes into Dhammanupassana, the Dhamma word is quite obviously very different. There are lots of meanings of Dhamma, but in the Satipatthana Sutta, that phenomena or the nature is referred to in 4 or 5 ways. So in that five, but the first one is the explanation or the phenomena of the five hindrances, and the second one is the aggregates. The third one is the inner and outer six senses, so six inner and outer sense bases, and then the seven factors of enlightenment, and then the Four Noble Truth as well. So in the nature, in the phenomena, when we can also establish mindfulness. So the first one, which is what I want to briefly touch today, is the five hindrances, and they are hindrances because they are the reason perhaps sometimes we can get discouraged in many things, and even in terms of the path to enlightenment, the five hindrances become a strong factor for diverting our sort of focus and attention from the enlightenment path. So that's what they're called hindrances. And in the five hindrances, the first one is about the pleasure, the sensual desire. So sometimes when we are wanting to do something, suddenly your desire can divert attention to or distract you. So pursuing sensual pleasures is what this is. So sometimes you want to maybe do something good, but then suddenly you see something that you like, then your attention completely goes towards that. Sometimes even despite the moment, if our sensual desire is quite strong, then we will quickly stop even whatever we're doing, and simply just engage and delude ourselves, or even sort of delve into this pursuit of sensual desires. We sometimes even make excuses to actually engage ourselves in that sensual desire. So then we postpone our focus of our attention, that whatever we have been engaging in. So if we do not make excuses, if you are aware that there is this sensual desire, and actually identify and learn how to free yourself from that, that would be having an attention or understanding on the kama chanda, or the sensual, or the dhammanupassana. So, and sometimes when we are wanting something, we sometimes feel frustrated because you are not meeting certain needs or certain demands. You are not getting those things, and that can then turn into ill will, and sometimes ill will itself is there prevalent because of the memories, perception that has not been actually, or memories such as something wrong done to yourself, imagining that you have a body, or or any harm, or any sort of dissatisfaction addressed, or anything that was addressed to you which has been the cause for your dissatisfaction. Then we have ill will rooting and browsing and developing strongly, and sometimes they also divert your attention from the good thing that you are trying to do. So like that, when we actually realize if there is the presence of this in the mind, or even trying to use this as trying to learn how to see it and let go, then you can observe the presence of it, and later on, when you have learned how to let go, then you have freed yourself, you can then realize the impact of it not present within yourself. And that realizing that phenomena, and realizing that is what we should actually try to experience, so that we can then divert attention to the right path, and taking the right path, not letting other mental factors arise, or chetasikas arise as a result of those. So we then put ourselves into the correct path, which supports even the right view that we have been discussing in the past. And sometimes when you are like meditating, or when you actually don't achieve something that you want, or sometimes when there is ignorance in yourself, there is a bit of dullness sometimes, or sometimes even you feel like drowsy, you feel lethargic, you actually are not sure where your effort is leading to, and that is also an hindrance, so that it sometimes comes out of ignorance or doubt. And although doubt is a separate factor in this one, the dullness, sometimes physical alertness not being within yourself, or even your mind focusing on something, and then you feel completely drowsy because you're not alert, you are not ready you're not ready to commit yourself. The other one is more striking for me, which is restlessness and worry. And sometimes when your mind is always engaged, analyzing certain things unnecessarily, we tend to develop some form of restlessness within ourselves. And sometimes when fear mingles with it, then there is a bit of worry arising within ourselves as well. And these are the natures that actually, if you think carefully, is quite predominant in our mind, mostly taking us away from from what we should actually be paying attention to. So if a worry and a restlessness is quite in the mind, sometimes we can't sit down and do something quite easily. We can't even watch telly, or we can't even do something that you want to do, such as cooking, for example, in our normal life. But when it comes to meditation, your mind is always it's like a magnet. The worry is coming into your mind persistently. Your anxiety, frustration, all of these are constantly arising, and therefore there are hindrances to the focus of your mind. There are hindrances for this. So if you actually address these, you can see how the next one, which is right concentration, can be developed thoroughly. So we'll further analyze this and work on this in future. We will just perhaps focus on we won't focus on the Four Noble Truth, because we have been discussing about this, but we will briefly cover the 7 factors of enlightenment, and we'll also work on the sixth sense and the basis as well. So we will also focus on the we'll also focus on the 5 aggregates as well. So out of the 5 aspects explained in the Satipatthana Sutta, as I said, we'll avoid the Four Noble Truth for the time being. So we will continue to work with this right mindfulness on or establishing mindfulness in the Dhammas, or the phenomena. So Dhammanupassana, and we hope it will be quite clear when you start trying to understand how these are quite supportive for your focus towards enlightenment or towards liberation. So we will come to a close of our short explanation or our focus on Dhammanupassana. We will discuss this more tomorrow. So thank you for joining us this evening, despite your schedules and your other duties. Your commitment to religious observance during Rains Retreat is quite appreciated, and we also appreciate our sponsors who have made this possible, this day possible for you. So as Punyanamodana, we would like to dedicate this meritorious deed. Mrs. Vinoda Surendra came to the Vihara this afternoon to make the offerings to the Buddha, and also brought the requisites to the Vihara as dana, and is now participating online as well. So may all merit accumulated dana, sila, bhavana, worshipping the Buddha, observing precepts, chanting, meditating, and also reflecting very briefly on certain aspects of the Dhamma. May all merit accumulated be conducive for the well-being of beloved father of Mrs. Vinoda Surendra. So may he receive our blessings, may he rejoice in this punya karma. So the 5th anniversary falls today, and the puja is in memory of him and in dedication. So may all merit accumulated be for his well-being and his happiness in samsara. If he is needing merit, may he receive our merit, our blessings, and make his samsaric life happy and peaceful. And eventually may he attain the blissful state of Nibbana through his righteous aspirated path. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We'd also like to bless dear mother Mrs. Mallika Perera and siblings Chandima, Atma and Ranga. May they also be blessed with good health and happiness. May all merit accumulated be conducive for their well-being and happiness. May their lives be filled with joy and happiness. So with that, we come to the close of today's online broadcast. Thank you for joining with us this evening. Until tomorrow, enjoy the rest of the evening. Have a great evening. Stay safe, take care, and have a very good night. See you tomorrow at 6:30. Bye bye. Teruvan Saranai.